Stop immediately with everything that's processed.
Especially Coca-Cola. It leaves your body toxic for 23 days.
What you're about to hear was hidden from the world for years, a message delivered not by any human authority but by an entity from beyond our comprehension, a being known only as E.T. Bilu, and this message holds the key to eternal life itself. This wasn't whispered in some dark conspiracy theory forum or fabricated in someone's basement. This happened in front of more than 20 witnesses at Tequila Research Headquarters in Corbuinhos, Mato Grosso do Sul, Brazil, during a field activity at ancient ziggurats, structures that shouldn't exist according to mainstream archaeology, and what was revealed that day will shake everything you thought you knew about reality. The entity calling itself Bilu appeared during what seemed like a routine research expedition, but nothing about that day was routine. The air itself changed. Witnesses reported a frequency they could feel in their bones, a vibration that penetrated every cell in their bodies. Then Bilu began speaking, not through vocal cords but directly into the consciousness of everyone present, and the first words it transmitted were about winners, about those who would survive what's coming. Listen carefully because Bilu said the winners will be those who make it there, those who overcome everything, those who are not easily influenced by the manipulation systems controlling humanity right now. These winners possess determination and certainty in what they think, what they do, and what they want. They fight for everything, for themselves, their families, their friends, for the entire world without distinguishing between races or economic status or physical appearance according to your limited human concepts. The winners will be those who understand life itself and will receive a white band, a band of purity, marking them as ready for the next phase of human evolution. But here's what terrifies the powers that control your planet. Bilu stated that all groups need to learn to respect and listen to each other, that union and understanding are not optional anymore, they're requirements for survival. Nobody needs to know more than anyone else because according to Bilu, everyone is wise, everyone already contains the knowledge needed, it's just been suppressed by systems designed to keep humanity ignorant and divided. You need to be loving with everyone, treat everyone as equals. You need to open your hearts and minds to the simple things in life because right now you're failing at being loving with all people. Even when people seem annoying or negative, show love, have respect, treat everyone equally regardless of wealth or beauty. This is advice that Bilu gives directly to humanity. See everyone as beautiful and rich because that's how they see us from higher dimensions. Do things from the heart because if it comes from the heart you will serve everyone. All of you and all of them are from the same piece, the same energy source. You cannot have prejudice, one must help the other. Bilu helps everyone and in higher dimensions they all help each other constantly. Life should not be competitive but based on mutual help, union, and effort. This counts tremendously. Only this way can you build, can you live better. But the message gets darker, much darker. Do you want to help yourselves and humanity? Then Bilu requests that groups do this from now forward. Have grit and cunning, determination and intelligence, not opportunism. Let envy and ego that inhabit the interior of each person dissolve completely. To increase collective consciousness, affinity, and partnership, try doing something for your colleague that pleases them every week or always. Wish it, speak it, do something very good and positive from the heart for your colleague because you will bring back 1,000,000 times double for yourself. Not just from the person you helped, but from other people across the entire universe. This is how they understand life in higher dimensions, and this is where the message becomes absolutely critical for your survival. Have adequate nutrition, physical conditioning, good psychological preparation. Take very good care of your body, mind, and heart. Take care of your spiritual state. You are very intoxicated. Everyone is practically sick right now. The food supply is contaminated, and this isn't accidental. Bilu revealed something that governments have tried desperately to hide. There exists a worldwide plan to decimate 28% of Earth's population through food contamination. 28%. That's nearly 2 billion people marked for elimination through what you eat every single day. Stop immediately with everything industrialized. Nothing with flavorings, preservatives, colorants, or sweeteners. Never drink soft drinks, especially Coca-Cola. Soft drinks leave your organism intoxicated for 23 days, 23 full days of your cells being poisoned. Try eating 70% raw, 30% cooked, and 0 fried foods. 50% less in quantity. This is a rule to guarantee eternal life. Not a suggestion, not a recommendation, a rule delivered from beings who have mastered biological immortality. Do not eat more toxins than you should. Religious leaderships have done the favor of enslaving people through beliefs that don't serve them. It's very difficult to help people through religions now. It has to be through shock, through consciousness. Give them what they want. Give them a new alternative, a new vision regarding religions. Give them a new alternative of real hope that happens not tomorrow but now, in this moment. Be humble, be gentle, be flexible, understand, try putting yourself in another's place. You won't take anything from here to the future, not to the spiritual world and not to the dimensional world. Have nobility. Bilu speaks playfully but passes a very serious message because this moment is one of great need, great necessity, great oppression for all people. Tell people that soon we will all be together. They are very lonely, but this will end. Tell all people that the world is changing and people need to change. But wait, because what comes next explains why this message was delivered now, why the timing is absolutely critical. Remember, joy is the highest frequency in the universe, the frequency that connects you to higher dimensional beings, the frequency that protects you from what's coming. Transmit this, record this, propagate what you receive here. Publish it, take the information, distribute it, inform others about our veracity. The beings who contacted Tequila Research didn't choose that location randomly. The ziggurats in Brazil are not natural formations, they're remnants of an ancient civilization that had direct contact with extraterrestrial races, races that have been watching humanity's development for thousands of years. These structures resonate at specific frequencies that allow dimensional beings like Bilu to manifest more easily, to transmit information directly into human consciousness without technological interference. Now here's where this gets absolutely chilling. The abductions that have been happening globally, the ones governments deny, the ones debunkers try to explain away, those are preparation events. Beings from higher dimensions have been selecting individuals, examining them, sometimes implanting them with frequency devices that will activate when the shift happens. These aren't hostile acts, they're survival protocols. The abducted individuals are being marked, their DNA is being cataloged, their consciousness is being expanded whether they understand it or not. Witnesses describe similar experiences across continents, being taken aboard craft that seem to exist partially in our dimension and partially somewhere else. Inside these craft, beings communicate without speaking, showing images directly into minds, images of Earth's future, images of the catastrophic events that will force humanity to evolve or perish. They show timelines, alternate realities, possible futures based on collective human choices. Some abductees return with missing time, others with scars, but all return with a message burning in their consciousness: change now or face extinction. The gray beings, the ones most commonly reported in abductions, they're not the ones in charge. They're workers, biological robots created by higher dimensional entities to interact with our physical reality. Behind them are the tall beings, the ones who rarely show themselves, the ones who exist at frequencies human eyes cannot normally perceive. These are the ancient ones, the architects of human DNA, the ones who seeded this planet millions of years ago and have been monitoring the experiment ever since. Do you believe life exists on other planets? More importantly, do you believe that life has been here, interfacing with humanity, guiding and sometimes manipulating events throughout all recorded history? Leave your thoughts in the comments, because what you believe affects your frequency, and your frequency determines whether you'll be among the winners Bilu spoke about or among those who won't survive the transition. The message from Bilu wasn't delivered in Portuguese or English or any Earth language initially. It was transmitted as pure information, pure knowing, that witnesses' brains then translated into language they could comprehend. This is how higher dimensional communication works, bypassing the limitations of spoken language, of cultural interpretation, delivering meaning directly into consciousness. The 20 witnesses at Tequila Research that day all heard the same message, but in their own way, filtered through their individual understanding, yet the core information remained identical. Terror grips those who truly understand what's happening because the timeline is compressed now. The contamination of food systems, the poisoning of populations, the deliberate dumbing down of humanity through media and education, these aren't separate conspiracies, they're coordinated efforts by forces that don't want you to evolve, that profit from keeping humanity trapped in low frequencies of fear and division. The soft drinks Bilu warned about, particularly Coca-Cola, they don't just intoxicate your body, they lower your vibrational frequency, making you more susceptible to manipulation, less able to perceive higher dimensional realities. The 28% population reduction isn't random. It targets those who are most awake, most aware, most likely to resist the control systems. By contaminating food with specific combinations of chemicals, preservatives, artificial ingredients, they create diseases that seem natural, that can be blamed on genetics or lifestyle, when in reality they're targeted biological warfare. Your immune system is under constant attack, not from viruses or bacteria primarily, but from the very food corporations tell you is safe, is normal, is just part of modern life. What makes this even more disturbing is how long this has been planned. Documents exist, classified government files that researchers like those at Tequila have uncovered, showing population control strategies dating back decades. These strategies were informed by contact with certain extraterrestrial groups, not the benevolent ones like those who sent Bilu, but others with different agendas, groups that view humanity as a resource to be managed, not a species to be elevated. The abduction phenomenon intensified dramatically in the 1960s and 70s, right when humanity developed nuclear weapons and began seriously polluting the planet. This wasn't coincidence. Higher dimensional beings began actively intervening because humanity was approaching a point of no return, a point where we would destroy ourselves and potentially damage other dimensional realities connected to Earth. The abductions became a desperate measure to preserve genetic material, to prepare some humans for survival, to create hybrid offspring that could survive in multiple dimensions. These hybrids walk among you now. They look human, they function in human society, but they carry genes that allow them to perceive and interact with realities most people cannot access. They're often drawn to research facilities like Tequila, to places where the veil between dimensions is thinner, where communication with higher beings becomes possible. They don't always know what they are. Many live entire lives feeling different, feeling like they don't quite belong, having memories of experiences they can't explain. The white band of purity Bilu mentioned, that's not metaphorical. In higher dimensional reality, those who achieve the necessary frequency, who purify their bodies and minds, who live according to the principles Bilu outlined, they literally glow with white light, a frequency marker visible to dimensional beings. This band identifies them as ready for transition, ready to be among those who survive and evolve when the separation occurs, when those who cannot raise their frequency are left behind in a collapsing timeline. Stop eating what they tell you to eat. Stop drinking what they tell you to drink. 50% less quantity means your body can actually process and eliminate the toxins already inside you. 70% raw plant foods means you're consuming living energy, not dead processed matter. Zero fried foods means you're not coating your cells in oxidized fats that prevent proper cellular communication. These aren't just health tips, they're survival instructions from beings who have mastered biological immortality, who understand that consciousness and biology are inseparable. The religious control Bilu mentioned runs deeper than most realize. Major world religions were either created or heavily modified by entities that wanted to keep humanity focused on external saviors, on waiting for rescue, on feeling unworthy and sinful. This keeps your frequency low, keeps you dependent, prevents you from recognizing your own divine nature and power. The shock method Bilu refers to means delivering information so undeniable, so profound, that it breaks through religious programming and forces people to question everything they've been taught. Tell people they will not be alone much longer. The loneliness epidemic plaguing humanity, the isolation despite technology supposedly. Connecting everyone, that's by design. Lonely people are easier to control, more likely to seek comfort in consumption, less likely to organize resistance. But this changes soon because the higher dimensional beings are preparing for mass contact, not with governments or military, but directly with populations, with individuals ready to receive them. The world is changing at an accelerating pace now. Climate patterns disrupting, social systems collapsing, old power structures crumbling. This isn't chaos, it's transformation. The Earth herself is raising her frequency, ascending to a higher dimensional state, and everything on her surface must either raise frequency to match or be left behind. This includes humans, includes all biological life, includes the very atomic structure of physical matter. Joy truly is the highest frequency in the universe because joy cannot coexist with fear, cannot coexist with hatred or division or control. When you embody joy, when you radiate it regardless of external circumstances, you become untouchable by lower frequency manipulation. You become visible to higher dimensional helpers. You activate dormant DNA sequences designed to trigger exactly at this moment in human history. The message from E.T. Bilu is spreading now, being translated, being shared, reaching people across the planet just as was intended. Some will dismiss it, will laugh, will call it fantasy. Those people have chosen their timeline. Others will feel something resonate deep within, will recognize truth even if they can't explain how they know it's true. Those people are awakening to their purpose, to their role in what comes next. The witnesses at Tequila Research that day were forever changed. They can no longer unsee what they saw, unhear what they heard, unfeel what they felt. They carry that frequency now, that knowing, and it spreads to everyone they contact like a beneficial contagion of consciousness. This is how the awakening happens, not through media or governments but person to person, frequency to frequency, truth resonating with truth. What you do with this information determines your trajectory. Will you dismiss it and continue eating poison, drinking toxins, living in fear and division? Or will you begin implementing the survival protocols Bilu outlined, knowing they came from beings who have successfully navigated the exact transition humanity now faces? The choice creates your reality, shapes your timeline, determines whether you receive that white band of purity or remain trapped in a collapsing frequency that cannot sustain life much longer.